Production support for Ohio Educational Broadcasting Award-winning News 6 has come from Whirlpool Corporation's Findlay Division, working to make your life a little easier. Additional support has come from the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation and from this public television station.
Give me 2 tickets to News 6.
And here's what you'll be seeing today. The art of glass making, candy for all ages, and a historic theater.
Smile, everybody.
Hi, and welcome to News 6. I'm Amy Coleman from St. Mary's School in Tiffin, Ohio. Here with our first story is Aaron Hart.
Glass is something many of us probably don't think much about, but for the Maxwells of Tiffin, it's more than windows and pop bottles. They make glass into beautiful pieces of art.
Jim and Kim Maxwell are the owners of Maxwell Crystal, located on East Market Street in downtown Tiffin. After Tiffin Glassware closed, Mr. Maxwell bought some of their equipment and opened his own shop. He has been working here for 3.5 years. We asked Mr. Maxwell to tell us about his craft.
Mr. Maxwell, how did you get started in this business?
Well, I got started in the business about 13 years ago, and I worked at the Tiffin Crystal Factory. I served a 4-year apprenticeship to learn to cut glass, and I worked for them up until the time that they closed about 3 years ago. That time, I no longer had a job, so we decided to go into business for ourselves.
Mr. Maxwell, what kind of glassware do you make?
We make glass sculptures, paperweights. I also buy glassware from other companies and do glass cutting and engraving on the pieces, Christmas ornaments, artistic objects.
Is all glassware made by hand?
No, not all glassware is made by hand. There are some pieces that are made by machines, presses, but what we do is all handwork.
What is glass made from?
Well, glass basically is made from silica sand and soda ash. There are about 12 other chemicals that go into the composition.
We were also able to see how glass is blown and shaped.
To get the color in there, I'm going to rub it through this green powder. And now I'll gather more glass. Stiffen it up. The blocking, it cools the outside a little bit so the piece doesn't get out of control when I let it fall. This jack mark is where I'm eventually going to take the piece off. I hope.
Making glass is more than just a job. Mr. Maxwell and his staff have developed a tremendous amount of artistry and skill that make each piece of glassware and crystal special.
Today's show is being produced by Mrs. Kim Zahner's 6th grade class at St. Mary's Elementary School in Tiffin, Ohio. Tiffin is located about 20 miles northeast of Findlay. The town was founded in 1820 and has a current population of about 20,000.
One of the most impressive landmarks in the town of Tiffin is the historic Ritz Theater. Lots of the people in our town are part of the special theater, and we decided to show you why.
The Ritz is one of the most famous buildings in Tiffin, from the new marquee to the beautiful chandeliers. Much of the Ritz history has been restored. We asked Roxanne Kaufman to highlight the Ritz and its many interesting features.
Who first owned the Ritz?
The Ritz was actually first owned and built by Mr. Adam Ritzler. He commissioned Hostler Construction Company here in Tiffin to build the Ritz Theater, and then it belonged to a chain of theaters at the time called Shine Theaters.
When was the Ritz first built?
The Ritz was built in 1928. It opened on December 20th of that same year. The theater originally was built as a movie house and as a vaudeville house. If you noticed on the outside of the theater, there is a beautiful facade. At the very, very top of the facade, you'll see Melpomene. The ticket booth is, of course, brass, the one in the wall, and then the freestanding ticket booth is again the original. This was found in an old barn. As we go into the inner lobby, you can see there's a lot of gold. Originally, these walls were about this color, but they were a little bit softer. They weren't quite as gold. If you look directly above you, you will see 3 chandeliers. These are the original chandeliers of the theater. They are made of Czechoslovakian crystal, and they were designed specifically for the Ritz Theater. You'll also notice the antique marble water fountain at the one end of the lobby. That is original to the theater. For now, the balcony seats just over 400, and all of the seats in the balcony are the original. Also, you can get a bird's eye view of the main chandelier from the upper balcony. This chandelier is again made of Czechoslovakian crystal, brass, wood, and iron. As we go down now closer to the stage, you can see up close these 4 beautiful murals, or frescoes as they are called. They are each 30 feet high and 10 feet wide. They are hand-painted. The stage itself is pretty much as it was originally. It's not very big compared to most theaters these days, but as you can see, it's functional.
What celebrities have been at the Ritz?
Well, let's see. Buddy Rich, Al Hurt, the Letterman, the Canadian Brass, the Norman Luboff Choir. Tale goes that Bob Hope once played here. We don't know that for a fact.
Marina's Brothers Candies in Tiffin is a dream come true for anyone who has a sweet tooth. News 6 visited this chocolate dreamland.
Marina's Brothers Candy, located in downtown Tiffin, has been in business for 86 years. Mr. Tom Marinas, the owner, inherited the business from his father and has kept the business going with the help of some loyal employees, like Mary Lucius and his son Pat, who is also a teacher at St. Mary's. How much candy do you manufacture a day?
Well, that varies. That could go from 100 pounds up to maybe as much as 500 pounds.
Is the candy made by hand or by machine?
We make it both ways. We have to start everything by hand, but we try to wind it up with machine.
Mr. Marina showed us how these candies, tortettes, are actually coated with chocolate. This process used to be done slowly by a hand, but this machinery called an aerober was added to increase the amount of candy that is produced. This is a very delicate process. Besides putting the chocolate on the candies, the machine has a roller that takes off the excess coating so that the candies retain their desired shape. Mr. Marinas also showed us how to make a batch of caramel. Marina's Brothers can manufacture up to 250 pounds of chocolate a day, depending on the season, just enough to keep all their many customers happy.
That's all for this week's show. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you all again real soon.
Production support for News 6 has come from Whirlpool Corporation's Findlay Division, working to make your life a little easier. Additional support has come from the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation and from this public television station.